Over time, Uganda has experienced climatic emergencies based on unfavorable environmental conditions, with Kasese district in the Rwenzori region being the most hit by floods. Flash floods are caused by a combination of natural and man-made factors, such as earthquake, volcanic eruptions, deforestation, mining and groundwater depletion. The damage caused by flash floods are severe because of the speed and the force which the flooding occurs, with a short time of evacuation. With the support from Dunia project, funded by CFI, UBC team managed to revisit the IDP camps to interact with the displaced persons. Joy Kalihuze, a 70-year-old woman, has been living in Muhocha IDP transit camp in Kasese district for years, being part of the hundreds of people displaced by flash floods of River Nyamwamba, as she narrates her ordeal.
Aho twahumurira aho twabenetsubera ameze nto gatushanjire gatutera twazo mu kampu kumara ngameze mukaga aho nho twafunira mu kayikurogo nawe nahunga mizi bamuhimbira ni bamuteka kampu kayikuruti nyina nabo buzare tindi kumumanya tinka murebaho ga nibwo namurebera akayirako batwihaye baturetaho mu kampu mu kayikuru nabera nawe mukaju kanu tucine muri magufi cyayi basiza.
Namali Rehma, the General Secretary Muhocha IDP camp, Kasese districts, says whenever it rains, they get traumatized owing to the horrific memory of the floods that displaced them from their homes.
And when it rains, it affects us a lot. It affects the older persons, it affects the children. Sometimes when it rains, the children will take only one meal. That is either lunch, either breakfast, if it happens to be there in the household. And sometimes when it rains, it brings the trauma back of the floods because of the trenches that are within the camp. So at the end of it all, you find that really we are perturbed and the trauma comes back.
According to the Office of the Prime Minister, Disaster Department, 65,250 people have been displaced by floods. Following the outbreak of these landslides, hundreds of households were displaced, and in December 2020, the Office of the Prime Minister, together with Kasese District Local Government, temporarily relocated the displaced persons to 6 camps, with Muhocha camp being the biggest, with more than 300 households. Environmentalists associate the recurring flooding to unsustainable human activity and poor agricultural practices. However, there is a lot to explore into the cause of the flooding than what is being explained by environmentalists.
The cause of all this flooding must be addressed in totality. And as a Minister for Environment, I think this is a moment when the world and the Ugandans should appreciate how conservation of the environment is for the good of all of us.
Godfrey Kabyanga, the State Minister for National Guidance, says that government has earmarked money for the restoration of River Nyamwamba and some catchment areas.
Restoration of the catchment area and then protecting some particular dangerous spots where the river has been finding access to people's property off the channel. The only ministry which has not yet come in is the Ministry of Energy and Minerals to protect the tailings. And I would like to appeal to the Ministry of Minerals, Energy and Minerals to come urgently because the tailings are being washed away.
The government has also started relocation exercise to resettle the displaced persons from IDP camps.
Can get for us a permanent place. It does not mean that it's still for us as the people who are displaced that we need to be either in Kasese or whatsoever the land it's there that is fertile. It's still a virgin that we can plant and we harvest some food.
I know when we submit the final list, government will be able now to plan properly and see exactly how much do we need and how much do we need to buy land for these people and how many people are we going to resettle. But the problem is the Nyamwamba River, every time it rains, it displaces another group of people. So you find today you may make verification, and tomorrow the number still increases. What we have discovered is that the water table seems to be rising, because even where there was no water, when we went there today, we saw again more houses being submerged.
According to the Internally Displaced Monitoring Center 2019, around 16.1 million people in the world were displaced in 2018 because of weather-related events. Among them, 33% displaced by floods. Zahara Abigawa, UBC News Tonight.